Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again. Lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again.
Under the Fair Use Act, these videos are for information and educational purposes, and I do not own the rights to any of these videos that are shown. All rights reserved to the original content creators.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy SL550, and this is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Let me fix this camera. Yeah, man. So today, man, we're gonna tap in with RJ Talks TV and Brain Maxwell. RJ Talks TV goes over how Nick Shirley single-handedly exposed how an independent journalist can go out on the ground and do CNN, ABC, MSNBC, even Fox's job to uncover the mass fraud going on in Minnesota right now. So this is forcing Pam Bondi to really get on the ball to expose what's going on, man. And we'll go into that. So Nick Shirley was also on PBD podcast. Don't know if they're gonna let me play it because it's PBD podcast. But it's only like a 9-minute video. Nick Shirley was on there, I believe today, and was talking about a lot of the stuff that was going on, how his family is getting doxxed, and these different things that is happening with him because he's exposing all of this stuff going on. Then we're gonna end the show with tapping in with Brain Maxwell, going over how now this is just big push, and it's been a big push for years now, where they want to tax the rich. That's the phrase they use. It sounds really good, but ultimately it's disastrous, and it's so crazy how everybody's goal, pretty much. I'm not say everybody, but most people's goal in life is to be successful, and now they're trying to demonize success. It's crazy. Like if you're successful, now you're a bad person, and you're terrible for innovating and creating opportunities and jobs for people. You can't make this shit up, bro. And all of this is happening because of all the failed policies of the Democratic Party. Period. All of the failed policies, all of these failed fucking pet projects that they're trying to uh push on the American people, and that is failing. And because of their failures, now they got to try to recoup this money. And this is all taxes is there for, is to recoup for them stealing from us, robbing us blind. We see all that going on. Who is exposing that? Donald Trump. We see what's going on, period, just with so much in America right now, man. But we'll get into all of that. But first, man, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. Yo, it's about to be a new year, so happy New Year's. It doesn't go against my belief system to tell everybody happy New Year's. So happy New Year's to everybody. Hope you have another good year, a successful year, and put that work in, reach your goals. Make sure they're realistic goals, but make sure you go and strive to be the best you possible. Period, man. 2026 is going to be a great year for me. It's going to be a great year for you, and that's all that matters, man. So chase success, whatever that may be for you, and I wish everybody a happy new year, man. So without further ado, let's get straight into it.
Omar, nobody from the camp has reached out to you at all.
No.
Have you gotten any threats? Like
Yeah,
actual
lots.
death threats?
Yeah, well, in person and also.
Can you tell me
online.
about that? Like, are they
Well,
messaging you saying, we're going to get you? What are they saying to you?
We'll play this a little bit if it tries to cut me out or anything. then we'll just move on to RG Talks.
Yeah, like they're saying, oh, like kirked. You're gonna be kirked.
You're going to be kirked. That's what they're saying to
Yeah,
you.
like you're the next.
Bunch of
You'll be the next
dirtbags.
Kirk.
That's crazy.
And it's just like, are you kidding me? Because it's not even like I hate what's happening right now.
That's crazy.
Like, I feel bad for my family, honestly, because it's like, yeah, like we didn't do anything wrong, and yet you guys are coming after me like I'm some sort of villain, right? So I'm like, my little sister's getting phone calls. I'm like, why are you guys doing this?
Your little sister's
Yo, but just think about that though, real quick. Like, just think about that's kind.
Millionaire thoughts.
My bad, bro. I hate when I do that shit. Uh, just think about that though, bro. That's massively like some scary shit though. You know, to be honest with you, like you out here just trying to do, you know, you're trying to do content, but at the same time, you're really trying to uncover some shit, and he's doing that. And being as though he's doing this, he's putting his life on the line, literally. Because best believe that it's not just the Somali community who, you know, wants harm to be done to this guy. It's politicians too, people that are, also getting paid through these backdoor deals. So, hey, man, but that's what they want, man. And shout out to Nick Shirley though, because he's putting it all on the line. If you really think about this, he's putting it all on the line. When you got legacy media trying to, counter, your argument, and you're coming with receipts, you're coming with video footage of what's really going on the ground. Hey man, shout out to him, bro. Real shit.
getting phone calls.
Yeah, from like the news. I'm like, okay, don't talk to my family. I mean, some news in India, they doxed my home, they doxed my dad, it was really weird. I haven't even told my dad about that because I just don't want to even bother him about it.
Well, Dad, you know now.
But like they put it, like it's just like, are you guys kidding me? Like, why are you guys coming after somebody for going against fraud? Like, I didn't make this a right or left issue. I just showed you guys that fraud was happening, and now you guys are coming after me. You're saying I'll be the next Kirk. You're literally stopping at intersections and coming after me and trying to attack me. Like, what? Why are you so evil? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what? Why are you defending fraud? Do you like money being stolen? No. Then what are you doing? You're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. I'm just telling you what the facts are. You guys are stealing money from the people that are working hard here inside the United States. I was literally talking to a black man, and then the Somali man comes out, and he's also black. So I can't understand what they're thinking, calling me a racist. I'm having a great conversation with a black man, and then another black man comes up, and he's Somali descent, and he comes and attacks me for being a racist. I'm like, no, I'm not a racist. It's so stupid. And that's why the fraud has been able to happen for so long, because people like Tim Waltz are afraid to be called racist, afraid to be called racist. And me and my generation, we're over it.
That's
like,
true.
we don't care.
Oh, I love that, buddy.
Like, we do not care. Call us a racist. I do not care, because I am not a racist. We're just seeing that prices of homes are so expensive. I don't even have a friend that can afford a home. People aren't getting married because of how expensive things are. And we're paying so much money in taxes. Most kids are, I'm lucky because I didn't go to college, but most kids are starting their life off behind the starting line. They're thousands of dollars in the debt.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we're upset because you guys are stealing millions of dollars and getting rich, and then you're bragging about the white man working on TikTok. Who's actually the racist? You're the racist.
Yo, think about that though. That is true. And he's not lying though, bro. Yo, with the race thing, it's like this. I understand, even though I'm half white, right? I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Like, even my mother's from the hood, she's white. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, I understand where he's coming from as far as like, we're over it. It's like, because it's like, y'all, people are still trying to punish. You're trying to punish, people today for what, their ancestors did. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I get it. I get it. Like, I understand. You know what I mean? Because they don't have nothing to do with it. They're like, I'm not racist. Like, I don't, what the fuck? Like, bro, I work like you. I struggle like you. I go through shit just like you. And, people are mad at people for, people are mad at people just for having parents that, were able to put them through school and shit like that. It's like, I get it, but my whole thing is, if you really look at the dynamics of culture, right? Then we gotta blame ourselves too. Yeah, you can blame, the drugs being pushed in the inner cities. You can, the projects and, the systemic racism, back in the 70s, the 80s even, but obviously before that. But 2025, the only thing holding us back is us at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, even if everybody had got reparations, right? Let's say you got this whole reparations thing and everybody got this money, it would still go right back to the same hands because we don't know how to spend money. We don't know how to save money. We don't know financial literacy. They literally call our money liquid money because we don't know how to hold on to money. So it'll literally go right back to the same hands. So ultimately, it's a bigger and deeper issue of what us as black people have to change in order to get real change. So we don't even have these type of conversations anymore. But the problem is you have Democrats who push racial ideology on a daily basis. This is what they do. This is how they keep people divided. And the one thing that he also said was about the taxes. I was going off about the tax thing in yesterday's video because he's right. Yo, bro, we're getting taxed crazy. And this is pretty much what this show gonna be about today. It's just like how ridiculous this tax thing has gotten, and is literally made it unaffordable to live. It's crazy. Everybody is struggling. This is the first time in my life, bro. Last year, well, the beginning of 2024, 2025, where people actually started tapping in with politics, started really researching and looking into these things and was like, yo, what the, because they're like, what's going on, bro? Why is this shit happening? Like all of it just happened so fast where everything was just skyrocketing out of control. It was ridiculous. I remember when people, like, I cut hair. I'm a barber too. Like, I do a little bit of everything, but I be cutting hair. I came home from prison in 2022. I said, listen, bro, I'm charging $20 a haircut because I know ultimately people are going to tip me. You know, I also charge for gas money because I travel. I'm a traveling barber too. So that's like it's one of my side jobs, right? So I make money doing it because I got a nice clientele because people respect the fact that, I understand about the struggle. So I'm not trying to, they were charging people $100, $50 for haircuts and it was just out of control. Every single person was taking advantage of post COVID, and it was out of control. And now, because of all the failures of all the Biden administration, now they want to try to tax success. Anyway, let's get back into this. I'm going off. It should just be crazy to me, bro.
You're the one saying the
It's
white
wild.
man. You work, white woman. You work, white man. We're sick of it. Nobody cares. Like, stop committing fraud. If you're going to be here, be happy to be here and work hard like we're working hard. Whether you're black, Mexican, Asian, white, just go and work. And don't start playing this victim card and start trying to make things political about money, for instance, or don't get mad at people for making money. Like, that's why America is the greatest country in the world, is because of capitalism. And we had 250 years to do it. All these other countries had thousands of years to do it, but they didn't do it. That's why we have to protect what's ours.
No question about. By the way, what was your relationship like with Charlie?
He texted me the day before he got shot.
Stop it.
Yeah, like he invited me on his show. I was actually the last guest to ever go on Charlie Kirk's show before he got shot.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You were the last guest to go on Charlie's show before he got shot and killed.
Yeah, it was like an hour before he got shot.
Rob, did you know this?
No idea.
I did not know this.
And so I wasn't like personal friends with Charlie, but like that's why it hit me so hard. Him dying. One, he texted me the night before, and then I was literally the last guest to go on his show.
Wow. Wow. And what was the conversation about the last day you were on with Charlie?
Well, he just invited me on his show, and then because he was going to do the debate, it was his co-host Andrew who's hosting the show. Yeah,
that's right.
And I'm from Utah too. And what's strange about me, is I was supposed to be at that event, and I was gonna go do a live stream, and I was even gonna reach out to Turning Point to like be a part of it because I'm well known in Utah. And for some reason, I decided to go back to New York. or else I would have been, who knows how close I would have been up on that stage, or if I was just in the crowd. But I would have been live streaming it.
You would have been live streaming it if you were there. Wow. Who was Charlie to you?
Yeah, I think he's just somebody that, similar to somebody like you know they have your back because you're also doing the same thing. So you have that mutual respect for him. And yeah, you might not have agreed with everything Charlie said, but if you think about what he did as far as the movement he created with Turning Point, I don't know if you were at AmFest last week, but it's amazing.
Not last week, last year.
It's amazing to see that even one person can gather 30,000 people for a convention in one weekend, right? And I think he's just more so just like somebody who's in the fight with you, speaking truth for what they believe and not standing down to anybody.
Do you have any interest in investigating and finding out what happened there and who shot him? Like, do you have an opinion on that?
I think it was Tyler Robinson.
You think it was Tyler Robinson?
For sure. I think so. Because I'm from Utah. The most violent protesters I've ever been around that I've been attacked by are people in Utah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, in Utah, we're primarily, most of us are members of the Church of Jesus Christ. We're Mormons. We primarily support Trump, and we don't fall into the agenda of the LGBTQ plus because of our religion. You can do whatever you want, but for instance, in our religion, we believe that marriage is between a man and woman. And so if you're anything that's not, if you're not a Christian, for instance, and you are in this mob mentality of Antifa, of these left-wing ideas where they think literally Trump's the devil or Charlie Kirk's a fascist. And so if you're inside of Utah and you're somebody who does not believe in that and you're not happy, you're in the worst place you could possibly be for yourself. And that's why people in Utah that's why the liberals are so crazy in Utah. And that's why there's been 2 political attacks in Utah this year. At No Kings protest, somebody got shot and killed. I was supposed to be at that as well. And they killed Charlie Kirk in Utah.
Yeah, that is crazy though. Like like dang, I don't know the guy name, bro. He another um white content creator. He got like the long blonde hair, but he did one of them little tests where he had like the Trump shirt on and then the Biden shirt, and then he went over to the Democratic side and went over to the Republican side. And and I've seen multiple people do this same thing, just a little different. And every time, bro, the Democrats, the liberals, always violent, willing to throw shit. If these people had weapons, they would use them. Literally. That's how much hate that these people have for Trump supporters and people who support Trump. Just think about that, bro. People just have a difference of opinion on politics. I mean, and it's not that people are out here trying to stalk and hunt down people that are, LGBTQ or whatever the case may be. They just don't agree with it. That's it. That's it. And I've seen multiple videos where the same person goes over and he had a Biden shirt on and went over to the Republican side. In another video, uh man, I always forget their name. I've watched their content a few times. Like I fuck with their content, but it's not like something I watch all the time. But I've also seen the one where um the girl, she's a female, and she's a big content creator, and she had a black guy go over to that was a Democrat go to the Republican side, and they showed him nothing but love and was like, "Yo, you welcome to come in and whatever. It doesn't matter who you support because most conservatives they're like, bro, this stuff ain't that deep. It's like, yeah, we're conservative, we vote Republican, but it's not that deep. Like, I'm not willing to like, take your life from you. Um, for this. It's not that serious. But anyway, man, shout out to Nick Shirley. He's going to come up obviously again in this next joint. But yeah, man, that's crazy. I just wanted to play that, man. I didn't even know. Excuse me. Damn, that just hit me. I didn't even know really what he was talking about, but I watch PBD. Even though PBD be kind of pissing me off, he been pissing me off lately with this whole Christian Islam thing. But ultimately though, I like his content. Cause I just don't got hate, bro. I don't hate people. I don't like whatever. But we just got different views on certain things, and that's fine. But yeah, but PBD, I kind of know his content when he be having guests on. So I figured he was kind of going to be talking about stuff that's going on or whatever. But I didn't know he was talking about Charlie Kirk, and I didn't even know that neither. I didn't know he was. So I'm guessing this may be a show that they did, but didn't maybe didn't air, or something like that. Maybe it was something like that. But yeah, that's new news to me too. I didn't even know that. But he's gonna come up in this segment with RJ Talks TV because he's going over a lot of stuff that CNN is doing. And we played a little bit with Abby Phillips. Abby Phillips was doing the same thing. And you just gotta think, bro. Just think. This is what I be telling people, bro. Just think. That's all you have to do is really analyze. But the problem is, bro, people don't care. They're just Democrats. And they're like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. All I care about is Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. People are slaves to a party, not knowing that that's what they want. They want us divided. They want us worrying about things that honestly just don't even matter at all. It don't matter. They don't care. They don't care if you kill each other or nothing, bro. They don't care. They'll get out there and say, "Oh, we don't condone this and that." But yet when they get out here on these they push for it. They push for violence and stuff like that. It may not be, oh, go get a gun and start shooting Trump supporters, but it is definitely some hostile rhetoric that Democrats be spreading for sure, bro. But anyway, let's get into this next John.
It is Wednesday, December 31st, New Year's Eve, and we have a big show today. Carolyn Levitt announcing search warrants are being executed this morning as we speak in Minnesota, thanks to Nick Shirley's reporting. Mainstream media even being forced to cover this, although CNN trying to debunk the entire fraud narrative. Nick Shirley's reporting, something that backfired bigly. The Trump administration freezing all federal child care funding to the state of Minnesota. Over $180 million has been frozen. And another category of fraud was just discovered in Minnesota.
Hey yo, hold on, y'all. I watched a little bit of this, right? And I'm like, yeah, I gotta play this because there's some interesting clips in here. Super interesting. But remember, I always say this when talking about this whole politics stuff. It's all about money. Ultimately, bro, all of this stuff boils down to power and money. And these people are extremely upset that their money schemes are being exposed on a daily basis. And look, bro, if these was just like one-off things, like just this one incident that happened over here, and that's pretty much all it was. But since Trump has been in office, you had the fraud, you had fraud within um USAID, um, bro, all these different departments in Minnesota, Maine, New York City, California. Then you got the voter fraud that's been going on. That bro, it's so much that is undeniable. That's my thing. It's like no, you whether you're Republican or Democrat, you can't deny that there's fraud going on and there's so much corruption with inside the government. Which no, but come on, bro, you got to be a plain stupid person if you think that there's no fraud going on inside the government, bro, that you trust the government. You know what I mean? I was explaining this to somebody like a week ago. I'm like, bro, like your problem, the difference between you and me is that you have faith in the Democratic Party. You have faith in the government. I don't. I don't. I support Trump. I voted for Trump. And um, I don't believe Trump is the greatest man alive or nothing. I believe he'll go down as one of the best presidents because of things that he's doing, but I don't think he's the best person alive. I just don't. And I would never say that. I don't worship men. You know what I mean? I don't worship men. I worship God and that's it. But when it comes down to it, Trump is exposing this stuff, and this is why they're angry, bro. And this is why you have all these people mad. And the crazy part is, I know why politicians are mad. I know why all of these politicians are mad. I don't know why regular Democrats out here in the streets are mad. Like they just mad for nothing. Like, bro, they're robbing you. They're literally robbing you. And they'll say shit like, well, their ancestors. We have to make up for it.
won't believe what it is.
And since Nick Shirley's journalism really brought this issue further to light, we have surged resources
Shirley,
across the board to the
opened up
state. So I
something
want your
crazy.
audience to understand this is a top priority for the administration. The Department of Justice, as we speak, is continuing to execute search warrants and subpoenas. People will be in handcuffs as a result of the fraud that Governor Walz has allowed to occur for many, many years. The Department of Homeland Security is conducting door-to-door investigations on the ground at potential fraud sites, and they're also, of course, conducting continued deportations of illegal aliens in Minnesota's communities. We're also not afraid to use denaturalization.
So for weeks, corporate media has been MIA on the Minnesota fraud story, purposely ignoring it because Minnesota is a blue sanctuary state. It's part of the Democrat blue wall, the state they need, one of the states they need to win general elections. And in the void of mainstream media doing their job, citizen journalism has stepped up in a big way. Normal, everyday, concerned Americans doing the investigating themselves, reporting on what they see, what they find, and it works. In fact,
Hey, yo, and shout out to everybody that's doing that because, yo, I said this, bro. Social media, YouTube platforms, Rumble, all of these different streaming people that's streaming and doing this work, it's people out there that really be doing this journalism work. You know, I would never call them, I would never disrespect real journalists, but I'm not a journalist. I respect that. Like people like Nick Shirley, like what he does, that's journalism, bro. You going out there really uncovering this stuff. You're not just talking about it. It's not speculation. You're going out there and you're doing it. And this, I've said this, that this is going to be the thing that actually in the long run, I believe that will kind of keep things in line because people are going, like, you no longer can just bluff. You can't just say anything anymore and people are going to believe it. People don't have no trust in the news no more, bro. And that's because you have people out here doing their own journalist work. They out here uncovering these stories on their own. So now you get you're able to get these stories from different points of view and ultimately make your own conclusions on what you think about these things. Because most people already have their own opinions on most of these issues anyway. But if you're able to get, because you have different types of people, you have people who are just more base or people that do more detailed work or whatever the case may be. Whereas people like me who show you other people and react to it and give my little opinions, but these are people that's really doing the work that's uncovering these stories. But this is going to expose people. Like all of these politicians are no longer just going to be able to just say anything anymore, bro. You just not. It's over. Them days is over, bro. Like CNN, MSNBC, all these legacy medias, they don't own the media anymore. They don't control the media anymore. This is why Bibi Netanyahu said that they want to acquire TikTok. They need to acquire TikTok because they want to control the narratives that's being sent out. That's why Elon buying X was so great for the American people because he is allowing free speech. That's where everybody is going to get their news from X, not fucking CNN or even Fox for that matter.
in fact, it's worked so well in Minnesota. Nick Shirley's expose this weekend has earned hundreds of millions of views on social media. The federal government has noticed. Pam Bondi surging resources to Minneapolis, Homeland Security investigations, the FBI on the ground now going door to door at suspected fraud sites, all thanks to Nick Shirley, to his excellent report. The president, the vice president, the attorney general of the United States, the FBI director, the Homeland Security director, Kristi Noem, all mentioning Nick Shirley by name, thanking him for what he did. You'd think after that type of positive response, mainstream media would get their butts in motion and do their job. Oh, you would think, right? Instead, CNN doing the opposite, attempting to debunk all of this. Debunk Nick Shirley's report. Watch.
Done enough. I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, for years.
And why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children, they're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys We showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claim.
And you seen also, remember the guy that he was with, he made the claim. He said, I give you $100,000 if you could prove that this information that he was holding on the paper was wrong or not factual. So they definitely confident in the research that they uncovered.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside?
Minnesota Republicans say,
yeah, you're going to call people who are committing fraud, and they're going to be like, yeah, unfortunately he caught us. He caught us. It's no children. And they are calling. Like, that's what I can respect about a person like Nick Shirley, is that he went to these places. He went and asked questions. He went there. He had meta glasses on, right? No cameras or nothing. So he went there, making it like he wants to enroll his son. I think he said Joey or something like that, into a daycare. And the lady was just looking at him like, no. Like, she ain't know what to say, because they have gotten so comfortable with committing these things that they are weirded out that you're even trying to uncover it. Just look at the audacity of some of the kids who speak good English and stuff because they're from here. They lived here all their lives. So they're like, oh, you coming to Minnesota to pocket watch. Y'all broke. Y'all just mad as y'all broke. Bro, listen, bro. I wouldn't be broke neither if I'm defrauding the government for millions of dollars, nigga. I'd be bragging too, I guess. I don't know. But they don't even have no elaborate schemes, bro. This shit is just simple. Set up LLCs and, make it look good. They don't even do a good job at it, to be honest with you.
Despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
CNN trying to protect these Somali fraudsters. And if you think
my whole thing
that's an
is,
exaggeration, think again.
My whole thing is, let's just say that's true. They have been sounding the alarm for years about this fraud that's been going on in Minnesota. Why is it still going on? So that argument is weak. It's weak. But this is how you know that these people do not care. They want this to continue. They want America to go in shambles. They want you to pay $10 a gallon for gas. They want your milk to cost $30. They don't care, bro. These people do not care. Do not care at all.
And watch what they do in this part of the report. They edit out when Nick mentions how Quality Learning Center's sign is spelt wrong. This is like a 2-second clip. 2 seconds it took him to say this, and they cut that piece out. Watch.
During their normal operating hours when you came to visit.
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside.
Did you catch that edit? Nick saying the sign is spelt wrong. A children's learning center who can't spell learning correctly. This is why no one trusts CNN. They're also, the mainstream media this morning, giving a press conference style airtime to another Somali daycare center who is now claiming someone broke in and stole all student enrollment records and employee documentation.
Hey, yo, this joint right here is crazy.
How much more obvious can this be?
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why.
Hold on, bro. It just so happened when all of this stuff comes out, it just so happened that they stole all the enrollment papers, they stole all the documentation showing who's employed and who's getting money. They ripped all the checkbooks up. Yo, bro. Yo, you can't make this up, bro. The fact that he thinks that people are actually going to believe this is wild to me, bro. And then they just want to go to racism. Oh, it's because we're Somali.
This is targeting our Somali community,
Oh my
as
God.
one video made by a specific individual made this all happen. We've been receiving hateful messages through our voice notes threatening us since the past couple of days, including one that
Look at
happened
the white lady
yesterday
in the
morning
back. You see
when
her?
the break-in, after the break-in.
You see the white lady in the back? Oh my gosh. Poor Somalis. Yo, white people kill me, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. White people, not us. Listen, bro, I'm half white. I can talk about white people. I don't give a fuck. White people be blowing my shit, bro. Because they be out here protesting and all types of shit and don't even be knowing what they talking about, bro. They just be doing shit, bro. They need to chill.
This is frightening and exhausting.
She back there with a little sign.
This is happening to us Somali communities as Somali Americans. We are supposed to stand with each other and help each other through everything that's happening. This is also sad that
Hell, bro, nobody gives a fuck, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Y'all are, listen, bro, and it sucks, bro, because I don't even, they Muslims, bro. And I love my Muslim brothers and sisters, but at the end of the day, what they're doing isn't right. Y'all are stealing from American people, bro. Y'all are stealing from the middle class. Y'all are stealing from hardworking people who get up every day, go to work, pay their taxes, struggle. Meanwhile, you guys in your whole community came up with these elaborate scams because Tim Walz was able to put some of your people in leadership positions, but instead of actually, you know, boosting up the Somali community in a good way, in a positive way, and actually adding revenue to Minnesota. You guys were reaping a lot of benefits, buying nice vehicles, beautiful luxury homes, and all of these things, all for the backs of taxpayers, bro. Period. Now you want to claim, oh, we're Americans too. We should work together. Bro, nobody gives a fuck about that sympathy shit, bro. Every single one of you, Muslim or non Muslim, it doesn't matter. You should be held accountable for your actions, my guy. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
a video can cause all of this. I want to say that there are hundreds of daycares out there, Somali daycares that are out there, and we all help our children and everyone in our community.
Yo, that white girl blowing my
We
shit.
have high quality daycares,
Back there like,
and this is very sad news that
oh, I can't
one
believe it.
individual who made a false claim about fraud that is happening in the daycares engaged everyone else to come and do this to us.
By the way, the Minneapolis police looked into that and they said nothing was stolen. It's beyond parody at this point. In response to all of this, the Trump administration has just frozen all federal funding to Minnesota for child care services, saying until you fix your state process and you could prove you're not wasting taxpayer money, you're cut off.
Hello, I'm HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill. I'm here with Assistant Secretary Alex Adams. Alex oversees the Administration for Children and Families. Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
My office, ACF, provides Minnesota $185 million in child care funds each year. That money should be helping 19,000 American children, including toddlers and infants. Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children. Yesterday, I spoke directly with the director of the Minnesota Child Care Services Office. She could not tell me with confidence whether those allegations of fraud are isolated or whether there's fraud stretching statewide.
Today, we have taken 3 direct actions against the blatant fraud that seems to be rampant in Minnesota. First, I have activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF child care payments across America. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment. Second, I've just signed and sent a demand letter to Governor Walz. I required a full 360 review of these centers. This includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections.
And third, we've launched a dedicated fraud reporting hotline and email address at childcare.gov. Whether you're a parent, a provider, a member of the public, we
You're
want to hear from
done.
you. Let me be crystal clear. ACF expects every state to uphold the highest standards of oversight, monitoring, and accountability for federal dollars. Minnesota is no exception.
And if you think
Hey,
this story can't get much worse, it has. You'll never guess what investigators are now finding: a load of fraudulent assisted living facilities in Minnesota. So they
hey, yo, man, yo, go to RJ Talks TV if you want to listen to the rest of this video. I ain't gonna play this whole video. But yo, bro, they scamming every which way possible. He said that even in assisted living homes, like, he- man, this stuff is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Because for me, it's like this. It's like when you actually, I've been on both sides of the spectrum when it comes to being a citizen. I've been on the the criminal side, and I've been on now for 4 years now on a law-abiding citizen side, right? I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love doing the right things. I love working and doing what I got to do, right? The fact of the matter is that these people are and others and politicians, this stuff needs to stop. If this stuff stops, if these things are actually rooted out, no more income tax, bro. Just think about that. No more income tax. So if you're working, you're gonna see your money that you work hard for. Shouldn't we see all of our money that we work hard for, bro? Just think about that. Why are we paying so much money? I can't believe it. Like when you really break it down, it's actually it's insane how much money we pay, bro. I can't believe it, man. And we're out here arguing and bitching about things that just don't matter, bro. And this is what they want. They want the focus to be on, oh, the Epstein files. Oh, Trump is in the Epstein files. Nothing has came out that actually proves that Trump was doing anything that had to do with pedophilia, but he's in there. We know he's in there. He's in there. Trust me, I know he's in there. And it's like they want you to focus on things that's just like, you know, okay. They don't want you to talk about Bill Clinton. He's in there. He's the one that's in there the most. I think I would agree with with Scott Jennings, man. It's never been the Epstein files. It's always been the Clinton files. You know what I mean? And that's the truth of it. But they want to make things about LGBTQ rights and men and women's sports and racism and all of these stuff. And all, like, bro, I wake up every day. I don't deal with racism. I don't like I open doors for white people, black people, Asian people. Like it's bro. I don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't. I don't see all the stuff that they be bitching and complaining about. I just don't. All I see is the propaganda. And ever since Obama passed, gay marriage laws and all this stuff, you just see it just more prevalent. And now it's in the movies. And that's the part I don't like. It's like, don't put it on my kids, but I don't want my kids going to school and you trying to tell my kids that it's okay. I got sons. I got all sons. And you trying to tell my son it's okay to, be a woman and paint your nails and stuff like that. Nah, I mean, you're bugging. You're bugging, son. What are you talking about, son? We're not doing that. This shit is out of control, bro. Trump trying to get it right, though. Anyway, let's get into this next joint, bro, because this is talking about this whole tax thing that they're trying to pull off. And this is because Trump's one big beautiful bill is going into effect. And people are going to start seeing more money. And this is what they don't want. They don't want people to feel the positive effects of Trump's one big beautiful bill. They don't want him to, lower prices of goods and gas and rent and all of these things. They don't want him to do that. They don't want him to get rid of income tax because then you will never vote for them again. Because who is going to vote for more taxes? That's what people. If you would have voted for Kamala Harris, you were voting for more taxes. You were voting for the gas to stay where it's at, or even get worse. Goods to stay where they were at, or even worse. At least under Trump, bro, he's gonna put more money back in your pockets, and we see stuff going down. Gas was fluctuating. I seen it go all the way down to $2.60 something, and then it went back up to like $3, and then it He came down, went back up. I seen it steady right now at like 277 or 270 something for like a week now. You know what I mean? So, bro, you see it. I bought a carton of eggs for $1 the other day. Remember they was bitching about eggs? Oh, eggs is $8 or something. I bought a carton of eggs, a dozen of eggs for $1, dog. Fuck you talking about? Anyway, let's get into this next story.
President Trump, the transformative right-wing president in our
Yo,
lifetimes,
why they
who you support Trump.
why they do my boy JD Vance like that, bro? Yo, they got my boy looking crazy.
No. Yeah. Okay. So you got this vice president handpicked by Trump, who is extremely intelligent, very right wing. I think he's a pretty good looking guy. I don't know. Maybe I guess you disagree. But he's all these things, checks all these boxes, would have all these great policies. And regardless, you're going to pick the pro mass migrant, pro trans, pro murder the babies, pro burn the cities to the ground, pro BLM Democrat because he's skinnier than the conservative vice president.
100 times over.
Yeah. Now, on the heels of everything else that's going on in California, you got illegal immigrant invasion. You've got fraud out the yin yang going on. You've got crime outrageously taking place. The whole political center is shaking up out there. And the sad thing about it is that California plays a huge part in our entire country's success or failure. Well, right now, California is facing a hemorrhage happening if this wealth tax passes. Right now, they have on the table set to pass for legislation a 5% wealth tax on billionaires. Now, you know, the Democrats have a hard on for billionaires. At once it was millionaires and billionaires until, wouldn't you know, majority of the Democrats in Congress and in the Senate have become millionaires, sometimes tens of millions, sometimes hundreds of millions when you're talking about a Nancy Pelosi. I mean, even on the conservative side, Marjorie Taylor Greene got in and made herself, I want to say, upwards of around between $15 or $20 million within the last 4 years. And guess what? She's retiring. She's also a rhino trader. Now, with this particular bill, the reason why I'm making this video is because this is not the only state that's doing this right now. You got multiple blue states right now that are considering this, except for the difference is not for billionaires. Let's take New York, for example, with Mom Donnie. His wealth tax is for anybody making over $1 million, which means it tremendously expands the pot when you get into millions. And here's the real kicker about it. It's not about if you have $1 million in the bank or if you have $1 billion in the bank. If you run a company and let's just say the net worth of your business is $1 billion, the value of your business is $1 billion. But let's just say what you're pulling in as far as in cash flow on an annual basis is 100 million. Let's just say, do you know that California, that 5% wealth tax is going to be based off of your gross rather than your net? It's based off of your assets rather than your actual liquid, which means that people can find themselves owing hundreds of millions, tens of millions, millions period, hundreds of thousands of dollars to the California government or to whatever blue state you live in. And here's what they can do. If you owe that money, they can come and take your house, seize your vehicles, take your assets, your business, everything. How about that? So it's socialism on steroids. But the big thing I want to point out to you, I'm going to let you hear what Gavin Newsom has to say, because it may shock you where he stands with this.
Bro, just think about that. They want to punish the people that pay the most taxes. But more importantly, they want to punish success. Success. People are out here like myself, out here that work a 9 to 5, who, when they get off work, they doing, they streaming, podcasting. I cut hair. Also, I do different things. People are they're striving for success, right? And now you have these Democrat politicians who are trying to punish you for being successful. People who create, innovate. You have people who started companies in their garage who now built multi-billion-dollar businesses. You want to punish these people who already pay substantial amounts of taxes already, more than everybody, but now you want to take more. Come on, bro. And people already pay large amounts of taxes around the board already, bro. Bro, you can't make this up. You cannot make this shit up, bro, at all. So this is the reasons why I'm contemplating on getting out of Jersey, because it's only a matter of time before it comes here too. I watched it with, the LGBTQ stuff in the schools. I watched it like overnight. just come into the schools. Got my nephews coming home from school, my son coming home from school, telling me little different things, conversations they having. I gotta go up to the school and make it clear that I'm not with any of this. I don't want this being promoted or pushed to my son whatsoever. And it's only a matter of time before they do it. Now, I didn't hear New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. I live in New Jersey. I didn't hear that about the 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 wealth tax yet. But it's only a matter of time before they do it, bro, because they're all in cahoots. And one thing we know for sure about Democrats, they all stick together for sure. So it's only a matter of time before it comes here, too. So all the people like myself who work a 9 to 5, who get up every day and grind and get to it, are going to work. I can't. I've said it plenty of times. I can't wait till this one big beautiful bill pass, cause I work overtime. I get them extra hours in so I can get some extra money in my pocket. So I'm looking forward to seeing what my checks are going to look like now that I'm able to work, uh, you know, a certain amount of hours overtime and not be taxed on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, this stuff is, you can't make this up, bro. It's like, how much more? Like, this is why people need to stand up and actually fight for real issues, bro. This is a real problem in America, bro. Taxes is crazy, bro. It's people that actually came out that actually worked at the IRS who said there's actually not even no laws. I could be wrong about this, but I've seen videos on it where they say like there's not even no laws that say we actually have to even pay taxes. All this stuff is made up, bro. It's man-made. These people are putting laws and shit on the books to just hurt people, bro. Even building shit. This is why all of these industries went overseas in the first place. Is because it's a stringent process to even build a company in the United States because of all the regulations and different things that people have. You got to have a permit, a license, or this or that. And if people are like, yo, I don't have to deal with this over in Indonesia or wherever. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to deal with none of this. I pay a small tax and then I'm able to run my business fine and they make money, bro. People are in the business to make money. This is what you're in the business for, is to make money, to turn a profit. Like, you can't make this shit up, bro.
And the backlash that he's getting. I'm also going to let you hear what big businesses have already said. If this passes, they're gone. And think about it. We got Silicon Valley with the biggest tech companies in the world there.
That's what they're going to do.
The root of it all, the first thing I want you to check out is how did we get here? Majority of people have no idea how we even got to where taxes are in this country when our founding fathers fought with the British over taxation. Taxation without representation which is what led to the founding of America. So check out this first clip. It's only a few seconds, but it breaks down.
America was founded off of not wanting to pay taxes. And now they taxing the shit out.
How we even got the tax system in this country. And when Democrats are responsible for it. Check this out.
Did you know that arguably the 3 largest wealth-destroying institutions in American history were all created in the same year, 1913? This included the Federal Reserve, the Internal Revenue Service, and the Department of Labor. Before 1913, an income tax was deemed unconstitutional in the Supreme Court case Pollock versus Farmers Loan and Trust Company in 1895. In February 1913, 36 of the then 48 states ratified the 16th Amendment birthing the IRS. Next, on March 4th, 1913, only hours before Woodrow Wilson's inauguration, the outgoing President William Taft signed legislation that created the Labor Department. 6 months into his presidency, President Wilson passed a bill called the Revenue Act on October 3rd, 1913, instituting an income tax. Just 3 months later, Wilson passed the Federal Reserve Act on December 23rd, creating a central bank. In one short year, the American financial system was changed forever.
Now, Woodrow Wilson, the Democrat president from, I believe it was Princeton. He was like the president of Princeton or Stanford. He's an Ivy Leaguer that, I'm really pompous and I'm above everything. He did the one thing that every president prior to him fought against, which was keeping the Federal Reserve out of the country, because they knew historically wherever the Federal Reserve went, taxation and the monies was going to turn funny. And that's what led to the downfall, or should I say the loss of control of the sovereignty of a country. Because the Rothschilds, who are the heads of these banks, have said before, they care not about who makes the laws. Give me control of the money system, and it doesn't matter who makes the laws. It just doesn't matter. He don't care who makes the laws. Give me control of the money, and whoever makes the laws is irrelevant. And that's a fact. And I kind of butchered this phrase up there a little bit, but I wanted you to see that. Now, let's get into this report about what's going on in California. Check this out. Because remember now, they're not only doing this in California, Maine, what's some other states that are New York? There's other states that are out in Oregon. So, and it's even out in Chicago right now, they try to do the head tax, where every business that had over 500 employees has to pay $33 a month per employee. How about that? Check this out.
For a lot of the stuff is that right. Fox Business headline reads the following here: tech billionaires threaten to flee California over proposed 5% wealth tax. And then on social media, Palmer Luckey posts this: I made my money from my first company, paid hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes on it, used the remainder to start a second company that employs 6,000 people. And now me and my co-founders have to somehow come up with billions of dollars in cash. And if we can't, the state is going to seize my home and garnish my wages for the rest of my life. We should
just think about this, bro. Just think about, how crooked these people are, bro. They're absorbed with power, man. This is crazy. These people create thousands of jobs, give people the American dream, bro. Just think about that, bro. Like, they just want to, they want to destroy America, bro. You can't make it up, man. God damn. Only in America. Sheesh. I can't, this stuff is crazy, yo. And it's all because Trump is cutting off the spigot, bro. And they know it. They know it. The days of them being able to, if Trump gets his agenda across, everything that he's been talking about doing, everything that they stand on is over. It's no more you just, robbing the American people no more. Because it's not sustainable. That's how you're going to make America a fucking third world country. It's doing the things that they're doing. All of this money that's being pushed out for these unnecessary wars, the Ukraine war and the stuff with Israel, think about all the billions of dollars just on them two issues alone that we pay for. We're paying for this, bro. That's just that. That's not even including all the money that they were funneling through the USAID. That's some more billions. Talking about so much money. If you bro, just if you tally up the money within the last 5 years, a decade, sheesh, bro, homelessness gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, of all these affordable houses that they're talking about being built. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these fucked up streets in all of these inner cities fixed. All of this stuff can be fixed. The problem is they don't want these problems fixed. They want us to continue to have problems so they can continue to run on these fake issues. They're fake issues that they make. These are designed issues. Let me rephrase that. These are designed issues. These are created issues that they want in place so they can continue to run on these same things, bro, every 4 years. Oh, we're not going back. We want change. We want this. We want that. And they're going to continue to just lag along, throw you a little small bone, and that's it. None is going to be fixed. The only things if everybody came together and said, yo, we not paying taxes no more. Fuck what y'all talking about. What they going to do? What they going to do? That's what we need to be standing on. Fuck all that.
Note, Gavin Newsom says he is against this billionaire's tax, although he was also against biological males and female sports, and here we are today, Kate.
Yes,
See, now, real quick, I just want to state this. It's socialism on steroids, and you got to remember who the Democrat base is. If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, because I will never ask you for a cash app, a super chat, or YouTube information from someone who has literally lived the American dream, built up a business, which means that, and here's the kicker, people don't get. To become a $1 billion business, you don't get there by lying and misleading people. No, the scam would have been figured out and you would have never made it that far. The reason why you become that successful is because you do good business. Your word is your bond. You repay your debts so other people are willing to invest. You treat your people right. You don't get to be that big and expand to that level without treating people right on your way. Now, I'm not saying these companies may not have issues and may not have department heads or managers that aren't jerks, or things may not have happened, that things may have happened within the companies after they got big. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is to go from an idea to a startup all the way up to a $1 billion company
hard.
and beyond that, you don't get there by having poor services, misrepresentation, and doing bad business. You don't. So these folks got there, and now, because California wanted to spend their money on illegal immigrants or throw it away or give it to NGOs and let it be stolen, now, due to their inability to be fiscally responsible, they're going to penalize people who are fiscally responsible. And remember something, politicians, most of them have never run a business. They have never managed a business, none of that. They've been politicians their whole life. So they don't know what it feels like to get out there and grind hard and hit the pavement and pull yourself up by your bootstrap, which is why they're so willing to say, well, let's take from them to give to them. But ask them how many of them are going to be willing to give up 50% of their paycheck to help people get health care.
Exactly. None of them. And that's so true, though. Everything that he just said is a fact. Because of their failed policies, inability to take this money and actually use it properly and budget it properly, because these people have never did anything. These people have never built anything, ever. Never hired people or anything. And because they failed to do the things that they ran on, that they said they were going to do, now they're in a deficit. Now they're coming after, the people that are successful. But that's a play. That's a play on words, because it's not. Because all of these people, I said it over and over, they can afford to leave. Is it going to be costly? Is it going to be something that's in a way for them because they already have, their whole infrastructure and everything already built in another state? Yes, of course, that's going to be a lot. But these people are willing to do that because in the long term, this is going to hurt them. So they're willing to move to Florida or wherever. And that's going to do is just build up these other states, bro. That's all they're doing. And all these Democrat states are just going to just be terrible, bro. In the next decade, bro, a lot of these states are going to be not so great, bro. And that's all that's going to happen and come out of this. Because they're not going to go for it, bro. This stuff ain't passing. What? 5% of your gross income, bro? They're not doing that, bro. Fuck no.
See, we never pose these type of questions. These same left-wing radicals, ask them what percentage of their paycheck, how much of their retirement savings or their pensions are they willing to commit to helping homeless people, disenfranchised people, illegal immigrants? How much are they willing to commit? Because that's what the problem is. And so now you got Gavin Newsom, who is against it, and you're going to hear from Gavin here. But for whether it be Kamala Harris, any Democrat that plans on running for president or winning in their state has got to cater to this far left radicalism, which means they've got to embrace socialism, communism, which will not work in America on a statewide level, on a national level. It just won't. So the fact of what they're trying to push in California, and you're going to hear from Scott Jennings here in a second, is to make up for their lack of accountability.
Like the John Kerry, I voted against it before I voted for it, or the other way around. Gavin Newsom, we know, has shown a track record of not being consistent on his policy positions. And look, this act will take, it says 90% will go to fund what? Medi-Cal.
Yeah.
What happened, Trace, if we go back in time? What happened to our Medi-Cal system? Gavin Newsom and the Democrat supermajority in California decided, let's fund illegal immigrant health care.
Right.
And to the tune of $23 billion. And then they bankrupted and he went insolvent and he begged for a $3.4 billion loan from the federal government in addition to a $2.8 billion loan. Now, Trace, he's since walked back on this, but now he's looking to punish billionaires in California to pay for the ineffective policies that they cannot afford. And so now we had the mass exodus of people who can't afford the gas tax, home prices, home ownership. And they went to states like Florida and Texas. And now billionaires are saying, we can't afford to have our successful businesses like Palmer Luckey in California because you're punishing us for your failed policies.
Welcome to California, where nobody can afford to live. Even the high-end real estate people in Miami are like, the billionaires are calling saying, guess what? We're coming to Florida. Katie.
Urgent message for seniors brought to you.
It's crazy because I have a cousin who is a designer, and He's successful. He do his thing, and I was wondering why it makes sense now looking at it. Cause he upped and moved his whole um thing to I think Turkey or one in another country. He moved it to another whole another country, and like now it makes sense because he's seen it. He's seen it coming. My cousin's smart. I know he probably was like, well, I'm not dealing with this. Like the cost of making these bags here is like ridiculous. So let me, and he probably went, took a trip, seen, you know, the different things that he could do out there, and he made that move, and that was very smart. And that's why a lot of companies went to China and these other countries because it's just they don't have to deal with all of the stuff that you have to deal with in the States in order to to be successful, bro. It just plain and simple. And that's why Trump ran on that too. You know, when he said for every regulation we're gonna what he say, we're gonna deregulate 10 or something. I forget how he put it, but it was something like that. You know, because he knows how he's a builder himself. He done built hotels and all of that. So he understands what it takes to do these things. So that's why you need people in these leadership positions to have some type of background in business and actually building something, man. Because look what's happening. You got a bunch of, school teachers and just people just ran and because of the color of their skin or something, got elected, and now these people don't know how to budget the money, and they're failing miserably, and it's falling on the people who have nothing to do with decisions that are being made at these levels. Have nothing to do with it, bro, at all. Man, it's crazy, bro, man. It's so crazy what's going on. So much fraud, so much, and the thing is, I remember when Elon was doing the whole Doge thing, and I think they're still doing it, to be honest, behind the scenes. But I remember when he was doing that, and he was dropping all these receipts, and he was even on like Joe Rogan, and he was giving you examples of things that were going on, like specific examples, and people are like, "That's not true. It's false. It's misinformation." It's like, bro, you can just go to Doge.com and you can see these things, but just, bro, it's so crazy, man. And I always bring this up because I just can't think. I like if Kamala Harris would have been the president, none of these things would be going on right now. None of this stuff would be exposed. It would be just business as usual, fraud as usual, scamming as usual, insider trading as usual. None of these things, all the fraud that's going on with these elections, it would just be business as usual. If Donald Trump did not become the president of the United States, these things will still be happening. And they're still happening, but now they're being exposed. And these are things that potentially are going to be done up. All them businesses in Minnesota who were, fraudulently open and things like that, they're going to be closing their doors very soon. For sure. Either that or they're going to tighten up and actually provide the um the child care and the health care or whatever it is that they say that they're providing. Either or. So no matter how you look at it, it's going to be better than what it is right now. It's just it's wild that they have gotten that comfortable. Like watching that video that Nick Shirley posted with him going to the daycare and asking can he sign up his son Jojo or something like that. And I'm just like looking at the lady and I'm like, she really is like oblivious to like what's going on. She's just looking at him like why are you here? Like we're not used to this. Cause they got so comfortable. Man. Shout out to Nick, man. Yo, and I wish safety for him, man. And I don't even wish bad on the people, the Somalian people that's in Minnesota. Honestly, I hope that they just get it together, to be honest with you. Because most of them are citizens for sure, but I think it would be a great thing to happen, to be honest with you. Not, it's not to separate families, and I don't think that's a good idea, but if some people, it don't got to be like a mass amount of people, but some people do need to get their citizenship revoked, like denaturalized, because If that happens, then for all the other people who are here legally, that came here legally the right way and got their citizenship, they now know, okay, this ain't a game. If we, do things that go against the law here, then they can take our citizenship and send us back to where we came from. So the examples have to be set, bro. That's just what it is, man. You know what I mean? Or things just aren't going to change. And because of our lax laws that we do have here in America, it's the reason why crime is crazy. Let's be honest. You go to certain countries, bro, their laws are laws. They serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your arm chopped off or something for stealing, probably get thrown in jail for life for certain crimes, who knows? But they don't have nowhere's near the crime that we have in America. And that's because we pretty much incentivize it, man. All of this stuff is by design. Gotta tighten up, man, because we can be. I think we are the greatest country, like as far as being able to freely innovate and create, and people can become millionaires like overnight type shit, if they really want to. I think that's the greatness in America. Capitalism is great. It's a great tool to be taken advantage of. But with all the homelessness and the drugs epidemics and all of this, it's just so much going on. I just know that if we weed out all of this stuff, how great it really can be. And people can live the American dream. And I'm talking about quick too. Within like the next 5 to 10 years, things could really get back. You know what I mean? Really could get back in a good way. And I hope it does, man. But anyway, man, that's the show for today. If you like the show, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Help your boy. I'm on the road to monetization. Fuck 500 subscribers. I need 1,000. I'm on the road to 1,000. At 155 right now. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers, man. I need to do it big, and that's doing it big for me right now. And I need you to help me by hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. This your boy SL550. This is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Until next time, I'm out. Okay.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean. Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream. Rich man greed, a poor man prayers. Every man bleeds, but look how God made us. Too many losses, it's only right that we win. I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again. Lose again, lose again, lose again.